Welcome back to our channel, Soap fans, on this absolutely stunning Wednesday where the drama is hotter than the Los Angeles sun, and we are diving headfirst into the absolute chaos that is the Forrester Logan Spencer triangle right now. And you really have to wonder what goes through a mother's mind when her own flesh and blood, the tiny little innocent girl she raised with so much love and protection, looks up with those massive wide eyes and drops a nuclear bomb of emotional devastation right in the middle of the ridiculously opulent Spencer Mansion living room, where the air conditioning is probably set to a crisp 68 degrees, but suddenly Hope Logan is sweating and suffocating under the weight of her own choices. Beth is just standing there holding a toy, or maybe just shifting her weight from one foot to the other in that careless way children do when she casually mentions that she saw her grandmother, Brooke, crying so hard she couldn't even breathe during her last visit to the Logan estate. Just a casual observation from a child who doesn't understand the complex, toxic, deeply rooted corporate and familial warfare going on around her. But for Hope, those words are a physical blow, a sudden violent strike to her chest that leaves her gasping for air as the reality of what she has done finally truly sinks into her bones. Just like that, gone, everything shattered, because Hope has spent her entire life trying to be the good girl, the moral compass, the one who does the right thing and keeps the peace and honors her mother above all else. But this ambition, this blind, intoxicating, dizzying ambition that led her to walk down that Logan runway wearing a diamond worth more than most small countries has turned her into the very thing she always swore she would never be. She realizes in this agonizing, stretched out second of silence that her triumph at House of Logan, her desperate need to prove herself outside of the Forrester shadow, has completely and utterly broken her mother. She didn't just hurt Brooke's feelings or bruise her ego, she destroyed her. She took the fragile bond they shared and crushed it under the heel of her designer shoes, all for the sake of a headline and a round of applause from the fashion press. It tastes like ashes in her mouth. The success, the flashing cameras, the smug satisfaction of sticking it to Steffi Forrester, none of it matters even a little bit if it means Brooke is sitting alone in that massive, echoing Logan estate, sobbing until she can't catch her breath. Hope looks around the Spencer mansion, this cold, calculating fortress of power that Bill Spencer built on ruthlessness and hostile takeovers. And she feels physically sick to her stomach, realizing she traded her mother's unconditional love for a corner office and a marketing budget. She has to leave right now, today. And you can almost see the frantic, chaotic energy radiating off Hope as she starts packing her things, her mind racing a million miles a minute, completely ignoring the fact that she just signed a massive contract and launched a brand that is currently the talk of the entire global fashion industry. None of that corporate red tape matters to a daughter who realizes she has broken her mother's heart. But try explaining that to Dollar Bill Spencer and Katie Logan, who walk into the room and find their newly crowned fashion queen preparing to abdicate the throne before the confetti has even been swept off the runway. Bill is standing there in his custom Italian suit, looking absolutely bewildered because his brain simply cannot process the concept of walking away from a multi-million-dollar success story just because someone's feelings got hurt. He starts launching into this aggressive, confident, arrogant monologue about profit margins and market share and how they are finally destroying Ridge Forrester and how Hope is the key to the entire Spencer Logan empire, his voice booming off the high ceilings as he tries to use sheer force of will to keep her in the building. He doesn't get it. He will never get it. And Katie is right beside him, her eyes wide with shock and betrayal because she stuck her neck out for Hope. She gave her niece the platform and the creative control and the freedom that Forrester Creations never would. And now Hope is throwing it all back in her face. Katie is pleading with her, reminding her of the disrespect she suffered at Steffi's hands, reminding her of how Brooke always demands to be the center of the universe, and how this was supposed to be their time to shine outside of Brooke's suffocating shadow. Katie is desperate, pulling at every emotional and professional string she can find, trying to make Hope see that returning to Forrester is corporate suicide and a personal defeat of epic proportions. Hope just shakes her head, the tears already streaming down her face as she looks at her aunt and the man who bankrolled her rebellion and tells them that she can't do it. She can't bear the pain she has caused. She can't build her future on the graveyard of her mother's sanity. She shuts them down completely, offering no room for negotiation, no compromises, no gradual transition plans, just a hard, brutal, immediate exit from House of Logan because blood is thicker than fashion and a mother's tears weigh more than any diamond Bill Spencer could ever buy. She walks out the door, just walks away. The drive to Forrester Creations must be the longest, most agonizing journey of Hope's entire life. Her hands gripping the steering wheel so tight, her knuckles are white as she navigates the Los Angeles traffic, every red light feeling like a cruel joke, delaying the inevitable reckoning. She knows exactly what she is walking back into. She knows she is returning in absolute defeat, a traitor crawling back to the empire she just tried to burn down, but she doesn't care about her pride anymore. She doesn't care about her career or her creative vision or any of the things she fought so hard for over the last few months. Walking through those massive glass double doors at Forrester Creations is like walking into a freezer, the temperature in the room seemingly dropping 10 degrees the moment the employees realize who just stepped off the elevator. You can hear the whispers spreading like wildfire through the cubicles and the design rooms, the interns staring with wide eyes, the senior designers exchanging knowing, judgmental glances as the prodigal daughter returns without her crown. She ignores all of it, every single stare. Hope marches straight through the corridors, her heart pounding in her ears, bypassing the executive suites and the design labs until she finds Brooke. And the sight of her mother is enough to make Hope's knees buckle right there on the plush Forrester carpet. Brooke looks like a shell of herself, the vibrant, passionate, unstoppable Logan matriarch reduced to this fragile, exhausted woman with red-rimmed eyes and trembling hands, the physical toll of the betrayal etched into every single line on her face. And when Brooke looks up and sees Hope standing in the doorway, the air just gets sucked out of the room, a heavy, suffocating silence falling over them as years of history and love and anger and disappointment collide in this one tiny, cramped space. Hope doesn't even have to say the words. She doesn't have to explain about Beth or Bill or Katie or the contract. She just takes one step forward and Brooke is on her feet, the two of them colliding in this desperate, messy, tear-soaked embrace that speaks louder than any apology ever could. Brooke bursts into tears, these loud, ugly, uncontrollable sobs that shake her entire body as she clings to her daughter, the relief washing over her in massive tidal waves, because she thought she had lost her little girl forever to the dark side of ambition and corporate greed. Hope is crying just as hard, burying her face in her mother's shoulder, whispering over and over again that she is so sorry, that she is home, that she is never leaving again. The two of them just holding on to each other like they are the only two people left in the entire world. It is a beautiful, tragic, intensely human moment of pure forgiveness. But this is Forrester Creations, and nothing is ever allowed to just be beautiful or simple because Steffi Forrester Finnegan is watching this entire emotional display unfold through the glass walls of the CEO office, her arms crossed tightly over her chest and her eyes narrowed into tiny little slits of absolute unyielding suspicion. Steffi is not buying a single second of this tearful reunion because her brain is already moving a million miles a minute, calculating the angles, analyzing the threat, convinced that this is nothing more than a highly orchestrated, deeply manipulative Trojan horse scheme designed to destroy Forrester from the inside out. Steffi has been burned too many times by the Logans. She has fought too many wars over this company, and she absolutely refuses to believe that Hope would just walk away from the massive success of House of Logan out of the goodness of her heart. She marches out of her office, her heels clicking aggressively against the floor, shattering the fragile peace of the mother-daughter reunion as she confronts Hope with all the venom and dictatorial authority she has been sharpening over the last few weeks. What kind of game are you playing? Steffi demands, her voice dripping with contempt as she accuses Hope of being a corporate spy, a saboteur sent by Bill and Katie to steal more designs or poach more talent, or whatever paranoid scenario is currently playing on a loop in Steffi's head. Steffi is relentless, throwing every past mistake, every betrayal, every single moment of weakness in Hope's face, making it abundantly clear that Hope is not welcome here, that she is considered an enemy combatant in a war that is far from over. And Hope just takes it. She doesn't fight back. She doesn't raise her voice. She doesn't defend her creative genius or threaten to take her talents elsewhere or remind Steffi of all the times the Forresters have played dirty in the past. She just stands there, her chin held high, but her eyes completely devoid of the fiery defiance she had just a few days ago, accepting every single insult, every harsh word, every ounce of Steffi's blistering coldness without a single word of protest, because Hope has made her choice, and this is the price she has to pay. She will accept the ghastly treatment. She will endure the whispers and the glaring stares from the employees. She will let Steffi treat her like absolute garbage if it means she can stay in this building and keep her mother from falling apart. This return to Forrester Creations has absolutely nothing to do with her career or her legacy or hope for the future. This is a rescue mission, a desperate, sacrificial act of love from a daughter who realized too late that the view from the top of the fashion world is completely worthless if you have to step on your mother's heart to get there. Hope is essentially offering herself up as a punching bag, a martyr to the Forrester-Logan feud, willing to be the outcast, the pariah, the untrusted traitor in the ranks, just to bring a tiny shred of peace to Brooke's shattered soul. It is a stunning reversal of fortune, a complete dismantling of the empowered, ambitious woman who walked down that Logan runway, replaced by a daughter who is frantically trying to glue the pieces of her family back together with her bare hands while Steffi stands over her holding a sledgehammer. You have to wonder how long Hope can actually survive in this toxic, hostile environment, how long she can bite her tongue and swallow her pride while Steffi lords her power over her and treats her like a criminal on probation. The psychological toll of working in a place where everyone hates you, where your boss is actively looking for a reason to destroy you, is going to be massive. But right now, in this exact moment, Hope doesn't care about the future. She only cares about the present. And in the present, her mother is smiling through her tears, and that is enough. It has to be enough. Because the fallout from this decision is going to be absolutely catastrophic on the other side of town, with Bill and Katie now left holding the bag on a massive fashion launch without their lead star, their entire marketing strategy blown to pieces because of a toddler's innocent observation. The rage that is going to explode from the Spencer mansion is going to be biblical. And Hope has just placed herself right in the crosshairs of a war that is about to get infinitely more dangerous now that the battle lines have been redrawn and the ultimate prize has defected back to the enemy. But for now, the halls of Forrester Creations are echoing with the sound of Steffi's demands and Brooke's relieved sighs, a chaotic, messy, deeply dysfunctional symphony that perfectly encapsulates the absolute madness of this fashion dynasty. Hope Logan is back, stripped of her pride, stripped of her ambition, armed with nothing but a desperate need to heal the wounds she caused, walking straight into the lion's den with her eyes wide open and her heart bleeding on her sleeve.